Welcome back, everybody. I decided to season up my 17-inch adventure-ready griddle with side burner, so I figured I'd bring you along for the ride. If you want to get a closer look at this griddle, you can go back about a month and a half right here on my channel and get a closer look. But today we're going to try Blackstone's griddle seasoning and cast iron conditioner. If you're a longtime viewer of my channel, you'll know that I don't care what you season your griddle with. You're welcome to use anything. People have preferences. You know, some people are diehards and they have to have flaxseed, but that's poppycock. You don't have to use flaxseed. I use canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, but today we're going to use the Blackstone's brand new seasoning, which is Blackstone's own blend of palm oil, shortening, beeswax, canola, and soy. This is a blend that Blackstone came up with. They feel it does a good job for seasoning griddles. I wasn't involved in the process of developing this, so whether you like it or don't like it, I'm not going to take it personally. But let's go ahead and season up our 17-inch griddle. I just turned the griddle on high, and I'm going to use a cotton towel. We're going to rub a light coating of the griddle seasoning into the griddle top. If you're an outdoorsy kind of person like I am, you might be familiar with that beeswax type of consistency. This reminds me of the Obanoff's heavy-duty LP boot conditioner that I use on my hunting boots. And of course, that's going to be the beeswax in the ingredient list. I'm going to make sure I get a really good coating over the entire griddle top, and then we're going to let that start to burn off. So if you're watching this, you've never griddled on a Blackstone griddle, you're seeing me use the griddle seasoning and cast iron conditioner, just know that you can season it with whatever you want to season it with. Over the years, I have seasoned probably close to 100 Blackstone griddles. Most of them I've seasoned with vegetable, canola, or olive oil. Some people use flaxseed. Use the Blackstone new griddle seasoning and cast iron conditioner. Use whatever you want to use. I'm seasoning a 17-inch griddle. It only has one burner. Obviously, one burner, we're not going to generate as much heat as we would with a 36-inch griddle that has 4 burners. So you do the math. It's going to take a little longer to get that griddle top to heat up. So what I suggest is grab some bacon, dice it up, and then cook it on the griddle top. It's going to help speed up that initial seasoning process, and then you can use the bacon as an ingredient in quesadillas, tacos, or you could put it in a salad or on a baked potato. can just use our griddle scraper to scrape that bacon crust off of the griddle top. Got that all scraped off. Now I have some Bounty paper towels. Bounty is always going to be my favorite when I'm rubbing oil into a griddle. Get the rest of those crumbs off the griddle top. So important to remember when you're seasoning a griddle, you have a piece of steel and you want to use oil, hot oil, to turn the piece of steel black. Whatever you do to achieve that, that's going to be a-okay. I've talked to a lot of people that worked in like the industrial coatings industry, and they've put these in industrial ovens, the smaller ones, and cooked them. I've talked to some people who threw a small 17-inch griddle top in their oven. So, I mean, if that works for you, go ahead, all the power to you. But this is a basic way to go ahead and season your griddle. I did a live stream on Blackstone's social media a couple hours ago. Have a pound and a half of Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage left over, so let's just finish up with the seasoning. Once again, I want to remind you, with the larger griddles, you have 4 burners, a lot more heat. You're gonna be able to season up the griddle top without a lot of additional cooking. But with the 17-inch, a great secret is just to throw bacon and sausage on there, get it cooking, and just expedites that seasoning process. One trick I like to use is to use a pair of Blackstone gloves and pick your griddle plate up, give it a 180 twist so the back is now in the front and the front is now in the back. And keep applying those light coats of oil. Eventually you'll see that the other side of the griddle is getting all nice and black as well. And you need to remember what size griddle this is. It's a 17-inch griddle. It has one burner, one single burner, about 13,000 BTUs. So most of the time I'm cooking on a 36-inch griddle that has 4 burners, 60,000 BTUs, or at the very least a 3-burner griddle or a 2-burner griddle. So 13,000 BTUs. You're just not going to be able to heat and season the entire griddle plate within 20-30 minutes like you would with a 36-inch griddle and a couple pounds of bacon. I've also been on video shoots before where we had to open up the 17-inch griddle and start cooking on it immediately. We didn't have a couple hours to perfectly season all the corners. So a trick I learned, a torch. Take a torch to the other side of the griddle, brings those corners straight up to temperature, and you can get it perfectly seasoned. You might have noticed that I switched over to Blackstone's nonstick cooking spray for a reason, to show you that the griddle doesn't care what type of oil you use to season it. Plus, I like a spray or a squirt bottle. As far as Blackstone's griddle seasoning and cast iron conditioner, I'm not a yes man all the time. It seems to be just fine, but I like a squirt bottle. I like a spray bottle. As far as having to take your fingers and individually rub all the corners of the griddle, I don't know if I'll be using this again in the future. So I like the sprays and I like squirt bottles. but that's just who I am. I've been seasoning my griddles like that for over 7 years. So along comes Blackstone's brand new griddle seasoning. It's actually flying off the shelves. It's one of our #1 products right now. The reviews are off the charts and the stores are selling out of it. People like the fact that there's a seasoning product that actually has seasoning instructions on it. Just know that Blackstone's cooking spray was actually designed to cook, protect, and to season. So I'd probably be more apt to use this on a regular basis. And don't forget, if all you have on hand is olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, it's gonna do the trick just fine. Don't overthink it though, folks. Steel plate, you apply oil and heat. That's all there is to it, and keep going until it's correctly seasoned. So until next time, everybody, this is Todd, and I'm saying praise the Lord.